everything that exists in the universe nowadays existed back then.
Before the Big Bang?
No, it did. It did.
Before the Big
Yes,
Bang.
before the Big Bang. It still exists. According to Big Bang Theory, it still existed. It was just compressed so much into a space so small.
Was there nothing there?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Are you saying before the Bang there was something?
I'm saying, I'm not saying the Big Bang Theory was necessary, as obviously I wasn't there, but let's say according to the Big Bang Theory, everything that's here now was there, all the matter, all the energy was there. It was just compressed.
Okay, let's. Yes, this is one of these models, right? My argument is quite simple to understand, right? Nothingness cannot make something.
No.
You see, I'm trying to make an argument,
God,
and you're trying to refute it.
If nothingness can make nothing, then how did God come into existence?
One way to understand an argument is.
He didn't need to come into existence.
No, then it's not real. If he couldn't come into existence,
Let's hold on to this. Fuck this
imagination.
Firstly, I'm going to present to you an argument which is so simple to understand. If it's something that you can refute it straight away if you want. Right? And say your argument doesn't hold any water is actually a fallacious argument logically.
No, I just want you to tell me where God came from.
I will answer you in a moment. My argument has all of that. Simple argument. You can understand easily. I am saying that something cannot come out of absolute nothingness. First part. We are something. That means there has to be always something.
No, I'm not. I agree.
You're not even letting me. You are agreeing with me even before I finish my argument.
I know what you're going to say. I know you're arguing. But nothing can come nowhere. I agree with you.
So do you agree that there has to be something always?
Yes.
Good.
But but you do not know what it is. But I don't necessarily believe it was God. I believe that obviously there was something maybe before this universe.
Slowly. So you agree in principle, using our rationality, there has to be something always.
Yes.
There would be no moment of time ever in the past where there was absolute nothingness. You agree?
In this, that's the thing.
In any universe, there cannot be a moment where there was absolutely nothing.
No, actually, that's not true because if before the universe actually came into existence, it would not been time.
Listen, that's why I said, let me finish my argument, and then you can argue against it, because you thought you understood already what I'm going to say. So let me develop again. Nothingness, as I'm explaining. No. Patience a bit. Look, you have your own thoughts. No one's going to take it from you.
It's so hot.
No. No one's going to take your thought away from you. We are exchanging ideas.
You want to go in the shade?
All opinions, man.
Yeah,
we go to the shade?
Let's
go to the shade.
Let's go.
But your examples are infinite.
I just want to point out, I'm doing pretty good since you're an expert. You're an expert of the Quran.
Yeah, right. So let's come back to the point. The nothingness I am trying to conceptualize in this discussion is the absence of everything. You know, to do things, to do any action, you need energy, right?
Yes.
Good. If you don't have any energy, you can't do anything. That means you cannot bring about things, you cannot originate things, you cannot create things. To do any of these three things, you need energy. Nothingness is the absence of having any energy, besides other things. It's totally devoid of anything. So if you have a thing called nothing, this thing cannot create this universe or anything, because it doesn't have anything to create with, no energy to create with. Yep. Do you follow so far?
No, yeah.
Right. If this universe exists now, which you, I'm sure, agree. Do you agree?
Yeah, I
Good.
believe it exists.
Then it could not have come from absolute nothingness at one point. Whether our universe or any of the other multiverses people put into the equation. It cannot be a case where at one point there was absolutely nothing and then bubbles of universe started coming into existence. It's not going to happen.
I just think that we don't know what happened.
Do you agree? Do you agree there cannot be a time where there was total void nothingness?
How would you know this?
No, I'm saying from our logic, that our intelligence right now, I would say that's not very plausible. But obviously, I wasn't around and I don't know everything,
Exactly.
so I cannot know. 100%.
We need to really stick to the realities.
No, I'm saying we also have to.
If you now presuppose, you know what, there might be other sort of laws elsewhere, then you might think you can turn into a turtle the next second, just because if you do this.
But I'm saying, but
because it doesn't have to be these laws of this universe. Because it could be other laws somehow through another dimension coming into this universe. Do you see that? We have to stick to the laws of our universe.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about this universe. Good. So from what we understand from this universe, our universe could not have come from a point where there was absolute nothingness. There has to be always something. Always something. Because something exists now. There has to be always something. Without a beginning, always something there. Without a beginning, always something there. So now you have two options, broadly speaking. Either this universe or the transformation of this universe in whatever shape or form you want to imagine has always been there, or the originator of the universe has always been there.
Is the first
no, I personally I think that we may never be able to find out the exact cause of what was before.
The question about differing, let's leave the differing. Let's actually analyze now. If we exist now, there's only two possibilities. This universe, in some of its manifestation, has always been there, because that's the logical, intellectual, rational conclusion that you have to arrive at, or the one who brought, the thing that brought this universe into existence has always been there.
I would say that it's probably more likely the universe has always been in some kind of form, but in something creating the universe.
Fine. So now, for obvious reasons, my friend, you would take the second category, like my friend does here also. Not the God, originator, creator, but the universe itself. Because you don't have to believe in a creator to make that sense, right? So you will take the other option, which is a logical option to take. No problem. Let's analyze your model. A godless model, originatorless model, a creatorless model where you have this universe in some form always been there, right? So obviously you should be able to explain, if something has always been there, it means it exists with inherent properties, because there's nothing else giving it properties. It inherently has it. If you have existence,
yeah, I know the universe is a closed system.
If you have existence like this universe, imagine you are the universe. Yeah. If you have existence, you exist by necessity by yourself. Not someone gives you this existence. So you will have this inherent attribute of yourself that you are self-existing. This quality that you will have. The universe will have a quality of existing by itself. What else would this universe have? It will have what we call ability to do things, because universe is transforming. Transformation is change. So it changes. So the universe has something to change itself. What does it have so that it changes? Inherent within itself, not given by someone or something. So the universe has inherent properties that makes it to change.
Of course.
What is it?
For example, time allows things to change over time.
Time itself is not a conscious agent.
I know. Stuff changes over time.
Let's not like you're a universal human being and you have thoughts and consciousness. Time is not a conscious agent, is it?
Yeah,
that says, you know what? I'm going to make this universe to behave like this more. So time is not a conscious agent.
Yeah, time exists.
Is the universe conscious?
What?
Does the universe have consciousness from the very beginning?
Of course not.
Right. So without being a conscious agent, possessing power, how does it go about doing things? Why does it remain as it is?
No, the reason why I think it remains as it is because...
It hasn't remained as it is. It's changed.
No, I'm saying the reason why the universe exists with things like time and this and that in the way that we see it in such an organised manner is because we could only ever exist and be consciously aware of it if only the conditions are right for us to exist. And
that's not my question. You're trying to answer other questions we don't look. You may be familiar with the theistic and the atheistic debate, where they say, look, the proof of existence of the creator, cosmological argument, ontological argument, teleological argument. I'm not giving you any of this. I'm having simple discussion so that we leave the philosophical debate.
So you think the universe was made by gods?
No, I'm talking about your model. See whether it actually can
I know.
hold by itself.
Yeah,
whether it is coherent.
He wants to get to the bottom of
We want to know whether your model is coherent.
No, like, I don't know if my model is correct or not. I'll tell you.
We will establish whether it's correct or not. Let's do that.
You cannot.
Why not?
You cannot, because, like I said, I don't know everything about the universe. No one knows.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example how we can go about things. If you're not conscious, then to do things or to believe that some things will happen automatically is quite far-fetched. Do you cook?
Sometimes.
Okay. When you cook sometimes, you cook in the kitchen sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Good. So you have, now let's imagine, picture your kitchen. You have a kitchen there, do you have a free fridge?
Of course.
Good. Do you have any cooker?
Yeah.
Good. Sink? Tap?
example is earthly example.
Good.
You can
So you
visualize
have
all that.
a sink with this water,
It shows, yeah.
the fridge or a freezer with this milk inside, and there's a kettle where you can put on the stove to boil water from the tap, and there are cups next somewhere. Wait.
I think you can do this in a much quicker way.
Slow down. I want to imagine this, right? And there are a cupboard where there's tea bags. You want to make tea, right? Not you. We want to have tea. We all want to have tea, right? Good. So we go to a kitchen and we stand there. How long do we have to stand for until a tea is made with our individual choices of sugars? Remember, there's no conscious agent breaking it. It's just there. All the elements that you need is just there. Everything there.
Someone has to make it.
No. There is no one to make it. Remember,
Obviously, it's never going to get made, is it?
Never going to get made. So even though if you have all the elements in place together, like the
You cannot
universe.
compare, though,
Wait.
the tea to God.
Now,
There's a big difference.
let's explore this example a bit more. To make a cup of tea, only a tea, a mundane thing, right? You need a conscious agent to pull all these ingredients together in the right proportions, yeah? Right proportions and the right order to make a tea, cup of tea. This universe, if you don't consider to be conscious, so all the ingredients are there inherently, matter or energy or whatever manifestation is there, and things happening from there without a conscious, willing act.
Of course, things just
It will never happen.
No, it does.
Like a tea, right? Like the tea.
No, obviously we make a tea.
No. Why would the tea not happen? Why would a cup of coffee or tea not happen in your kitchen?
You cannot compare making a
No.
tea to the universe.
The universe,
The universe doesn't make teas. We
the
make
universe, do you agree, is more complex than the cup of coffee?
teas. But the universe made us. We can make a cup of
Slow down. If the universe is more complex than a cup of coffee, and a cup of coffee cannot be made in your kitchen anytime
There's a reason why
without
the
a
universe
conscious
can get
agent.
made. Because, like I said, stuff drifts around, it collides, gravity pulls stuff together. That can be explained.
In your kitchen, that's happening also.
There's a difference between a
The natural
kitchen
laws are
and the
operating.
universe.
No, in your kitchen,
Yes, but
the
there's
natural
no
laws are
natural
operating.
rule saying that if you leave stuff there, sugar's just going to magically fly into a cup of tea.
Why are you assuming that our universe, which has always been there, there was these laws in place? Where did the law come from?
Exactly.
These laws,
What?
you know,
Like I said, I don't know everything. I just know.
it's not about
that-
knowing everything, it's now thinking about them. So you are assuming a model of a universe where the universe has...
No, I'm saying the reason why the laws exist as they are, because if they didn't exist as we are, we would have been here to know.
You take it for
that
granted.
These laws were here.
You take it for granted. The universe has very fantastic, very fine-tuned laws. Very fine-tuned laws. This is why you are saying it's a given fact. But I'm saying is, this given fact should make you think. All of these are there, and yet I am not saying it's a conscious act. What makes you say this is unconsciously? You cannot even imagine a cup of coffee or tea happening in your kitchen without a conscious agent doing it.
Like
Because
I said,
it's your life
For example,
that you're living.
For example,
But when it comes to the universe, you're saying
no,
that
for
can happen.
example, let's say on the planet, a river still flows without someone making it. Stuff still happens.
And the
It's
river
like
is
stuff
flowing
goes on.
because it's been already programmed and designed by a conscious agent.
Where'd that
Do you know?
agent come from? That's what I want to know.
Before you go, why are you jumping the gun?
No,
you have to. You have
because I can't be here all day.
You have to. You have.
That's the main reason.
You
I
have
just
to
wanna, like, speed it
intellectually agree to your own self. Actually, everything leads to a conscious agent, and then ask yourself,
No, I cannot go.
Where does
I can
that
tell you
conscious
right
agent come
now, I cannot go to the fact that everything can be let down. I do not think that I think that everything that happens in the universe outside of, for example, this planet can be explained in a rational way.
Where did you get that truth from? Can you prove it by science?
For example,
why do you call this statement axiomatic?
No, just imagine. At the beginning of the universe, it was all still. But one location just happened to have a little bit more matter.
No,
that would have had more gravity.
Listen to my question. Sorry. When you make a statement that we can explain things naturally, that statement, what did you use to prove that statement to be true?
Oh no, obviously I have it because I don't have a scientific lab, but
who did?
People have before studied.
That, if you go, look, I don't want to undermine you. I'm sure you're a very intelligent person, maybe more intelligent than I am, and I think you're an intelligent person. If you go and study the philosophy of science, and you realize assertions like this itself, you can't prove these things. You can't prove those assertions.
Yes, but you cannot prove God exists.
Look. We are actually discussing the things that you assert.
Yes, I'm not saying you cannot prove God. We cannot prove or disprove saying that this
My friend,
I agree with you.
My friend, did I ever assert in this discussion that we had, God exists?
Yeah, but obviously that's what you're doing. Obviously,
so that's what I was showing you different models that explains our life and existence. We analyzed the one which is a godless model. If there is only two models, one of them is incoherent, you better think about the other one.
Yeah. No,
because there's only two models.
Like the God model is so much incoherent.
Okay, now let's talk about the God model. We expect this universe to be created by God because the universe is not a conscious agent. It has to come from a being who is aware.
Where did the being come from? Now,
right.
I can understand how beings would make the universe. I want to know where the being.
I'm just going to answer.
The person God came from.
If you have missed it already, we said.
Yeah, I know he's not a person, but you know what I mean.
Brother. We already established the fact that we are here as something automatically tells you something has to always exist. Either the universe in some of its manifestation or any of its manifestation, or the originator of this universe has to be always there. Then if you ask me, where did the originator who was always there to come from? What kind of question are you asking? You're asking, who created the uncreated? Do you see what you're asking for?
No, I know it's complicated, but
it's not complicated. No.
Someone had to
you are not asking a meaningful question. You are in agreement that something has to exist always. You agree that already?
Yes, but something as complicated as God would probably be more complicated in the universe.
My friend, either matter, this universe, exists without a creator always, or the creator who created this universe exists always. That's what you agreed with.
Yeah, but I would say it's more likely that the universe has always existed.
That's what we've shown to be very unlikely.
Existing before.
That's what we've shown to be
more likely that
because you need. No, what we said. You realized that if the universe as a model, number two, existing always, all points to the fact that the universe have to have consciousness and will. This is what we are assigning to the other model. A being that exists always. That's what we agreed. It has to be always. So you can't ask where did that being come from, because we already asserted it has to be, because we exist here and there cannot be a time where there's absolute nothingness. So that model, we were saying, the being has consciousness, awareness, and will, which this universe doesn't have, and points to having it. Do you see?
No, I get where you're coming from, but I think it's a long shot to say that the thing that happened to exist beforehand was an all-knowing creator. Then
if something exists, okay,
gathering of crushed elements.
Let's really examine that. If something exists always without a beginning, what sort of attributes and properties would that thing possess?
You do not know.
Okay, let me tell you. It would not be limited, it would not be finite, and it would not be dependent. You can exclude all of these three. It cannot depend on something else because it was always there. There cannot be any dependency.
No, I know where you're getting from.
No, you don't know where we're getting at.
Obviously, like
I want you to agree with me where I'm getting at.
I'm saying. You're saying. I guess in your kind of model, where everything goes on everything, it can be right. But in reality, maybe everything.
That's the reality. Whether there is God, whether there is only universe. The universe points to having consciousness and will, which you don't want it to have, and I'm saying that thing that you want to give to the universe is what God has. Awareness and will. Yeah?
No, then also learn so many things, like, for example, there are so many different types of gods. So what
There has
God
to
is
be
real?
a being who exists always. So if you have a belief system which says God can be born, it's not the right religion, right belief system. Clearly you can disregard that. Because it has to be a God which has no beginning. If you have no beginning, imagine you're a being who have no beginning. You are not limited and constrained by anything. You'll be an absolute
I
being.
don't personally believe that being can have always existed.
What I'm saying, my friend, what's your name?
Max.
Max, I'm Mansur. Max, what I'm saying, Max, if a being exists without a beginning, that being will have no constraint of its existence. It will be everlasting with no end. So Max, if you were being that existed without a beginning, nothing can have some influence on your existence. You will remain in existence forever. You will be eternal with no beginning and everlasting with no end. That is what we affirm about our Creator. He has no beginning and he will have no end. Now, let's move further. If you are a being who have no beginning and no end, existing without a beginning, existing without an end, then your properties that you have will be absolute. They will be not limited, undependent on anything. So if you have energy, that energy will be absolute energy, not constrained by anything. If you have knowledge,
I know, I agree with you. In your
you'll be all
hypothetical
knowledgeable.
scenario,
It's not hypothetical.
No, it is.
It's the only
In your-
conclusion that you
to me
can
it sounds
arrive.
like, in your hypothetical scenario,